Hello, this is Ling Hung from Hanoi and welcome to Daily Bees brought to you by VTV International. Here come the headlines. Vietnam is scheduled to sign a number of free trade agreements with its major economic partners from now until mid-2015. Experience help in fight capital for Long Thanh International Airport. And Vietnam's retail sector under the new wave of foreign investment. We'll now start with some updates on the stock market. Closing up the trading session on Thursday, most indices in both bourses of Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi keep falling further. In the Southern Stock Exchange, VN Index lost 17.12 points to 587.17 points. Roughly 170 million shares changed hand at the total value of $146 million. VN30, tracking the top 30 shares of the Southern Bourse, also dropped drastically by 17.87 points. In Hanoi, HNX index joined the downward trend with 2.36 points lower, finishing at 87.2 points. 85.7 million shares were traded at $54.6 million. Upcom Index, however, showed a contrasting situation by earning 6.24 points, wrapping up at 106.67 points. We'll now check the list of the 5 biggest gainers and losers of the day. Now, Vietnam is scheduled to sign a number of free trade agreements with its major economic partners from now until mid-2015. This is according to Vietnam's Ministry of Industry and Trade. These partners include 11 countries participating in the negotiations for the Trans-Pacific Agreement, the European Union, the Customs Union of Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan, as well as the Republic of Korea. Vietnam has already signed FTAs with Chile and Japan while joining the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement and 5 FTAs between ASEAN and its dialogue partners, including India, Australia and New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, Japan and China. The Ministry of Industry and Trade has published a list of 167 technologies that the Republic of Korea will transfer to Vietnam in the mechanical engineering, textiles and footwear, automobile and electronic sectors. This program is part of a support industry cooperation between Vietnam and South Korea's Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Energy. South Korea is one of Vietnam's most important trade and investment partners. Over the past 2 decades, two-way trade turnover between the two nations has increased 55 times, from $500 million in 1992 to $27.3 billion last year. In 2013, South Korea was Vietnam's 3rd largest trade partner. In other news, this week saw the 7th reduction in the prices of petroleum and oil products this year, with petrol falling to 20,890 Vietnamese dong per liter, a 10.7% decrease compared to July. However, transport companies are maintaining their prices and the cost of consumer goods and services remains the same. The Ministry of Industry and Trade said it could not intervene as the market mechanism was managing the cost of consumer goods and services except for electricity, water and petrol. The construction of Tân Sơn Nhất Airport was funded by ODA and the state budget. Over the last 10 years, that investment has been recovered and investors are enjoying a profit. With this win-win situation for the government and investors, this method of mobilizing capital is going to be adopted to build Long Thanh Airport.
With investment of $100 million, 90 million of which came from Japanese ODA, Tân Sơn Nhất Airport was completed in 3 years and has been in operation for 7 years now. The Airports Corporation of Vietnam was assigned to recover that investment by offering services to airliners, and the corporation has successfully recovered that money.
The government received the ODA at an interest rate of 0.95% per year. The Airports Corporation of Vietnam was then able to access the loans at an interest rate ranging from 1 to 1.2% per year to invest in Tân Sơn Nhất Airport. Now we can pay the loans back anytime we want.
Acknowledging this success, the State Assessment Council has decided to apply the model to the Long Thanh Airport project. The project is divided into 3 phases with initial investment of $7.7 billion. 37% of the loans will be sourced from ODA, 49% will come from the private sector, and 14% will be used for land clearance.
The internal rate of return for the project is projected from 15 to 22%. That's very promising for investors who can recover the investment and gradually earn a profit.
To ease investment pressures and reduce wastefulness, the Ministry of Transport plans to open the airport soon in conjunction with Tân Sơn Nhất Airport. When the first phase of Long Thanh Airport is complete, it will be capable of receiving 25 million passengers and 1.2 million tons of goods annually. Big corporations including Samsung, Incheon Airport, ADP, and other financial institutions are working to invest in Long Thanh Airport thanks to the great potential of Vietnam's aviation sector.
Daily BS will now continue with the updates on the foreign exchange rates. Vietnam's banking industry will face a serious shortage of high-ranking staff in the next 5 to 10 years unless it implements new training strategies. According to the Institute of Manpower, Banking and Finance, nearly 5% of the banking system's high-ranking officials are currently aged over 50 and will be retiring in the next 5 to 10 years. The figures also showed that roughly 60% of the banking industry's workforce is currently less than 30 years old. Experts have urged banks to map out long-term strategies to train candidates for management positions. We're now moving on with other news. Japanese retail giant Aeon says it plans to team up with leading Vietnamese retailers including Phoebe Mart and City Mart later this year. Phoebe Mart and City Mart operate a chain of supermarkets across Vietnam. The deal is expected to help Aeon to expand its activities in the country's 2 most highly developed economic regions. The plan includes activities to develop famous brands and build a supply and distribution network. In the initial phase, Aeon plans to sell its foods and consumer goods under the Top Valued brand and then cooperate with businesses in Vietnam to develop more products. Aeon opened a shopping mall in Ho Chi Minh City in January. Vietnam will allow the establishment of 100% foreign-owned retail enterprises in 2015 under WTO commitments. Currently, foreign firms are not permitted from entering Vietnam through joint ventures with Vietnamese partners or franchisees. This will be both an opportunity and challenge for the domestic retail sector in Vietnam, and the subject was discussed at a recent conference in Ho Chi Minh City.
According to statistics, Vietnam currently has 700 supermarkets, 130 shopping centers, and over 1,000 convenience stores. But experts are concerned that the domestic market share will be squeezed when the foreign retailers enter the market, so a clear strategy and incentive policy for the domestic retail enterprises is needed.
Local retailers should reach out to rural areas more because this is an important segment that makes up a big part of Vietnam's market.
Competition could come from various aspects such as scale, budget, management and marketing, so domestic enterprises need to be prepared. We are looking for more support policies from the government, and enterprise need to devise appropriate strategies. These two elements can help us in this competition. Big enterprises like Saigon Co-op, Satra, and Citymart understand their home turf advantage. They know their customer well and have expanded their services nationwide. For these brands, tough competition will force local firms to innovate their performance and provide the best service to customers.
Our target is to franchise our co-op food model in 2015. This will enable us to speed up our distribution channels and revenues.
Economists said that local retailers should focus on quality besides enhancing trade presence. At the same time, the government needs to look at how it selects foreign investors.
An open market should be seen as an opportunity. Competition will motivate development. All we need to do is to join hands to create accumulated strengths from authorities to enterprises.
Ví dụ như bây giờ không phải là cấp như hiện nay mà thực hiện đấu thầu, chọn những ai mà tốt nhất.
Seeking partners and collaboration opportunity between local enterprises will be one of the most effective solutions to deal with the influx of foreign retail giants. In this rat race, innovation is a must for Vietnamese enterprises to secure their market share.
Car sales in Vietnam reached over 106,000 units in the first 9 months of 2014. According to the Vietnam Automobile Association of VAMA, total sales for 2014 may reach 145,000 units, a 32% increase compared to last year. Representatives from different automobile manufacturers are also optimistic about the market. Honda Vietnam revealed that during the January to September period, the company sold 47,000 cars, 70% higher compared to the same period last year. A representative from Porsche Vietnam said that the company had sold 120 cars this year, 30 more than last year. Reporters from media and news agencies in Taiwan are taking part in a field trip to Vietnam to promote tourism here. This is part of the 2014 tourism promotion campaign being organized by the Vietnam National Administration and tourism companies.
These reporters will visit famous tourist attractions in Hanoi, Quảng Nam, Da Nang, Khánh Hòa, Lâm Đồng, and Ho Chi Minh City from October 13 to 18th. The trip will offer the journalists an interesting experience that they can share with people both in their homeland and worldwide. Taiwan is a key tourism market for Vietnam, and this campaign for the Taiwanese media is an effective promotion strategy. In the first 9 months of this year, Vietnam welcomed 6 million international visitors. Improving tourism services and holding promotion activities help to attract international visitors, whose numbers have shown signs of decline in recent years.
That piece of news wraps up our Daily Beast today. Thank you very much for being with us. Feel free to log on to vtv4.vn or youtube.com/vtv4go for other updates. And goodbye for now from Hanoi.